Gimping ain't easy, but it's necessary. I be getting weary, cause shit be getting scary. But sit back, relax, and don't you dare worry, cause I be hitting wrongs with a righteous fury. Yes, sir, see, I am the only one. My name is Josh Dunn, gonna have some fun telling the truths y'all can't handle. I might raise a scandal as I dismantle the fake, make them quake and make them shake. I make you bend, but never will I make you break. Just chill, yo, and don't be frightened. Open that closed mind, it's time to get enlightened. Welcome, folks, once again to Gimpin' Ain't Easy, Cause It Ain't, episode number 17. We're back just after releasing a new episode that I was pretty happy with. This week, it's just going to be me and 1942 as we tested some new equipment, and thank God after one trip back home, it does actually, in fact, work. So we're on the go and we're doing this. Proud once again to introduce our real sponsors, and if you want to be sponsored by us, check out our channel at YouTube. That's Gimpin' Ain't Easy with a Z, no apostrophe in the ain't, and just IN at the end of the Gimp, no G. And there's a Gmail account that you can write to, or you can find me, Josh Dunn, on Facebook, and you can talk about our rates and we'll get you on here. I'm happy to do that. We're brought to you once again this week by Elsie's Vintage Clothing, where all the clothes are new to you. Hey, if nothing else is working in your life, you can live it in style for a reasonable price. We're also brought to you once again this week by The Black Market, specializing in quality and affordable items from across the globe. We guarantee you won't be arrested at this black market. No, sir. We're also brought to you once again this week by Cafe Sempoal, where you're guaranteed a great cup of coffee and a wide assortment of treats for insanely low prices, and where, and I'm going to give you the Josh Dunn guarantee on this, you'll meet a whole cast of characters you won't see anywhere else. We're also brought to you this week by Charlie's Club, where most shots are $2.75 on Tuesdays. I've been down there for a while, so I'm due to get back. And like I can tell you from my case, since they are $2.75 on Tuesdays, even if you make some real bad decisions, you won't go broke making them. And we're brought to you this week for the first time by a semi-anonymous donor, Stow B, hair of a lion, heart of a lion. I'm not lying. No, he's not, folks. That young man really needs to get his fur trimmed. So as I said, just a quick little episode this week where we're testing our new equipment. It seems to be working out. I'm happy, and I'd like to give a special thanks to our donors, our equipment donors. That's Fabian Bergeron and Mr. Not that I know of, Miss Claire Wake, who was a guest on a previous episode. They've helped us out with some mic stands, so we're groovy and not having to move things around. And also personal thanks to me for an anonymous donor. I'll make her anonymous if she wants to be, but for now, thanks for recognizing my work. Every little bit really does help me, and you know who you are, so thanks again. And a big shout out to my buddy at the Herald. Article on me just came out today. That's Wednesday. That's my buddy Andrew Rankin. It was quite a good job. Article on yours truly on my projects and the resultant battles with the welfare gods. And Andrew, I'll see you on Dinner Friday, and boy howdy, I'm bringing my feed bag, 'cause I ain't eating till then. As a little tidy up from last week, Orit had sent a song for us to play, but she ended up sending it maybe just a couple hours after the episode was uploaded. So we couldn't put it in that one. So we'd like to put it out for this one. I think you'll really enjoy this number. It is called Song for Towns, and I assume that means Towns Van Zandt, who in at least the traveling aspects, Orit lives her own life very, very much like him. And it's not Billy Towns, the corrupt Mississippi politician who went to jail for taking kickbacks. And I wanted to ask Orit, too, if she had an overall thesis or goal to her music or songs, and she wasn't quite sure how to answer that. And I wasn't quite sure how to answer the question any differently, but I think I can say this much, is that the goal, and it's my goal as well with what I do, is, for better or worse, we're aiming to be authentic. So here is her Song for Towns.
I lay me down in a room where a man like me was already dying. And I thought, why do we choose the demise of ourselves as rebellion? If the calling is God, I say the muse is the devil. Something's wrong with his path. Something's not on the level. It only bad your heels and then give without warning. Close your eyes and pray. You'll be here in the morning. Well, it's a sordid affair, hardly right, hardly fair when it gets you. But the sounds just come out, and it's too late for doubt, you just go. If the calling is God, I say the muse is the devil. Something's wrong with his path. Something's not on the level. There are too many thoughts that flood in without warning. Close your eyes and pray. There'll be some truth in the morning. Salvation in bits, in the kindness of strangers and friends. And if you just push on through, there'll be more when you get round the bend. If the calling is God, I say the muse is the devil. Something's wrong with his path. Something's not on the level. Hearts can twist from their core and turn without warning. Close your eyes and pray. There'll be love in the morning. makes you feel free. How can you disagree with the theory that to live is to fly? You just can't deny that it's true. If the calling is God, I say the muse is the devil. Something's wrong with this path. Something's not on the level. If you rise to the sky, your wings will melt without warning. Close your eyes and pray. They'll be there in the morning. All goes wrong, and if I have no place to fall, at the end of the day, it's still you that I wish I could call. If the calling is God and the muse is the devil, but if they both point at you, I can only just revel at the beauty I've seen and the songs for the showing that'll be here when I'm not in the morning.
Folks, I wanted to get a bit philosophical this week since it is just me, and in two different ways, I guess. First of all, I'd like to call for tolerance over love. You know, don't get me wrong, I think love is better, and it would absolutely be wonderful if we could all exist in such a state of elevated bliss that we could love everybody. That would be really cool. And I do believe in universal love myself, but when it comes to regular day-to-day individual interactions, I think tolerance is far more realistic and capable of producing real change. Personally, I'm annoyed very easily, and I'm not able to comfortably interact with everyone at length. And I suppose in many ways I can be pretty damn annoying myself. I think if the goal is always to love everyone, we might fall drastically short. I know I would. But if we can accept everyone's right to exist, everyone's right to a life of dignity, I think that's something I can get more fully behind. Though I'm not always up for a lengthy discussion, I'll say a quick hello to just about anybody. How about aiming to do no harm and lend a hand when you can over holding hands and singing Kumbaya? I'd also like to call for innovation over solidarity. This is not a new position for me, and I perfectly understand how calling for tolerance definitely requires a great deal of solidarity. Coming together is necessary to help each other, of course, but if we want things to truly change, I think it takes out-of-the-box and original thinking. This is certainly true with scientific and technological breakthroughs. At times in history, complete paradigm shifts occurred when one line of thinking was entirely rejected and replaced. But I ain't no scientist, and I certainly ain't no grammarian. The best way I can illustrate this myself is when we talk about disability rights. And my apologies to at least half the listeners, because you will have heard this before as well as the poem I'm going to read, but I think it bears repeating anyhow, and hopefully those of you who haven't heard this will consider thinking about things in a new way. When it comes to accessibility for folks who are disabled like me, virtually all talk and attempt at change has been around making physical spaces accessible. And hey, that's a good thing. But I'm far more interested in accessibility to more dignified life by examining critically and attempting to change our access to friendships, to relationships, and to dignified professional opportunities. Of course, you can't force anyone to be your pal or honey boo-boo, but when it comes to the professional opportunities, I think you must. And hey, go for the jugular if you got to. Especially when someone wants you to do something for free and they've got a ton of money behind them, either through the company they work for and or the salary they draw from such privileged employment. It is my sincere belief that we will have much better chances at friendships and relationships with a greater status in the world. And hey, sometimes I think we gotta force them. I'll close with a poem to illustrate what I mean. Hope you dig it. This Daddy-O, or it could be Mamacita, this is a gender-neutral poem, is called Give Me a Ramp to Somewhere I'd Like to Go. Once upon a time, I went to a disability meeting. Never mind that it was peopled primarily by allies, the disability included mental illness and was seemingly inseparable from queer culture. The fellow who was disabled somewhat like me was just another ramp pusher. He said, I was so impressed the yarn store had a ramp, I told them I never shop here, but I love that I'm able to come in. Okay, but you wasted that salesperson's time. Why does the yarn store need a ramp if you'll never go there? So, then we shouldn't make buildings accessible just because that guy doesn't diddle with yarn doesn't mean other dudes don't. Just because a few steps don't disable your entry doesn't mean they're manageable for someone who can't leave their chair. Alright, I'll acquiesce to my privilege. Steps aren't impenetrable for me, but they still pose a problem. Any more than a few, and I probably need someone to carry my crutches down. And I do need my scooter at times. So I can't live in a building without wheelchair access. My privilege is partial at best. It affords me the access to know you ramp pushers got it wrong. Let me tell you, a lot of times you're better off staying home than seeing what's on the other side of the stairs. Sure, folks are usually polite and often helpful. I'd tell you to ignore the morons who call you crazy legs or hop along. I'm little bothered by inappropriate slurs, but have no patience for diatribes. I'd rather you call me crazy legs than bear a long-winded lecture about how inspiring I am for walking down the fucking street. What gets me all ramped up is that, in spite of their willingness to help, most can't see you as much more than a charming Quasimodo, no matter how handsome or talented you may be. You can blame parents, you can blame the schools and the media. I blame the whole fucking planet for not recognizing me as a human being. Give me a meritocracy, please. If I fail because of my work, I can get better. But if I'm not given the chance because of something I can't control, I might need to stop trying. I'm only human after all. Ramp pushers, hone your skills. Get as good as you can at whatever it is you like to do. Show them the excellence of your humanity. Sue them into accepting it if you have to. Then your ramps will already be built, and you'll want to go in. I hope I'm hammering the nails that matter. Well, folks, I hope you liked that. That's it for this week. This has been Gimpin' Ain't Easy, 'Cause It Ain't, episode number 17. And remember, guys and gals and other identified people and dogs and cats and anybody, plants who might be listening to this, inanimate objects too, like I tells you every week, look yourself in the mirror, especially when you're feeling low. You give yourself that Ric Flair, woo! think I have an echo. And tell yourself I'm the greatest of all time. Because I know I am. Good night, folks.